Welcome to part 2 of the new Mobil-O-Graph training video. This introductory video will guide you through attaching the device to the patient and what they need to know before leaving. The Mobil-O-Graph is now ready to be fitted to the patient. Disconnect from the download cable by gently grasping the metal cylinder and pulling back to release. Don't twist or use force to remove the connector. Then place the device into its carry pouch. The manufacturer recommends that the cuff is fitted to the patient's left arm wherever possible, with the air tube facing towards the top. If the left arm cannot be used, the right arm may be used instead. The cuff is not designed to be used on any part of the body other than the upper arm. Each cuff is marked with a size range. It is important to ensure that the correct cuff size is selected for the blood pressure readings to be accurate and reliable. Using a tape measure, measure the circumference at the middle of the patient's upper arm and select the appropriate cuff. If the patient is using a disposable sleeve, fit that before fitting the cuff. When fitting, it is essential the large white arrow printed on the cuff aligns over the brachial artery. The cuff should fit relatively snugly on the upper arm. A correct fit can be checked by a simple test. There should be room to slip one finger under the cuff. The air tube should be draped around the back of the patient's neck and then connected to the Mobil-O-Graph on the opposite side of the body. Ensure the tube doesn't get kinked and is not wrapped around any part of the patient. Push the air connector firmly onto the outlet until a click is heard as it engages. It is recommended to do this before powering the device on. The Mobil-O-Graph pouch can be mounted on a belt or shoulder strap as preferred. Press the red power button for a moment to power on the device. The display will show the battery voltage and then show the current time. We will now look over the actions from the 3 buttons below the clock. First is the Start/Stop button. It is essential a manual measurement is performed by pressing the button while the patient is with you. This measurement is used to confirm the recorder is fitted and working correctly. It also tells the device to start taking the automated recordings according to the intervals set in the first part of our training videos. The device knows the current time of day. When this is pressed for the first time, it will mark the start of the 24-hour period and begin recording at the correct intervals for the current time. After the initial measurement, all further readings will start on the hour. So if set for 2 measurements per hour and the button is pressed at 10:50 a.m., the next reading will begin at 11 and then 11:30. This is the Day-Night button. The button can be pressed by the patient before going to sleep and upon waking in the morning. It is not essential that the patient uses this button, as the device will switch modes automatically at the preset times. Pressing the button switches between the day and night protocols we set earlier. It can be used to override those times if the patient wants to go to bed or get up earlier than the device was set for. The button only works 3 hours ahead of the pre-programmed times. For example, if the device is set to enter night mode at 11 p.m., the button can be pressed from 8 p.m. onwards. If the patient goes to bed between 8 and 11, they can press the button to change to the night settings. In the same way, if the first daytime interval is set for 9 a.m., this can only be changed from 6 a.m. in the morning. Finally, the Event button can be used by the patient should they experience any unusual symptoms whilst wearing the device. This button causes the device to take a reading straight away and add an event marker in the measurement data on the final report. The patient should record details of the event. There are a number of instructions you should advise the patient of before they leave the surgery to ensure good results. This will prevent any damage to the device and most importantly ensure safe use while monitoring is in progress. Showering and bathing is recommended before wearing the device and then strip wash while wearing. Driving is not recommended while wearing the device. as a cuff pressurizing can cause control issues. When it's time for a scheduled reading, stop what you are doing to relax the arm ready for the measurement. Any scheduled reading which encounters an error will be attempted once again 2 minutes later. If the device has multiple errors or loses power while out with a patient, it is advised that the patient contacts the surgery or pharmacy. The patient should not contact NewMed as we are unable to assist patients directly. With that information passed on, the patient is ready to leave the surgery. Ensure they know when to bring the device back to have it removed. If they are taking the unit off before returning to the surgery, ensure they know to press the power button until the display blanks to ensure the unit doesn't keep trying to take readings. You can now move to part 3 of the training videos, which covers what to do when the patient returns.